Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Progressive Overload Podcast. Have you ever thought about strengthening multiple areas of your life at the same time? Then you've come to the right place. Our goal is to help you identify ways that you might need a progressive overload to break through those plateaus and keep you growing.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Progressive Overload Podcast. It's me, Adam Lazarine. I am back, and I'm here with Joe
What's up?
Copeland and Tyson Burwell.
Yo.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing?
Everybody, we are glad that you are here. We're glad that you have joined us for today's podcast.
So glad.
It's going to be a fun time. Had by all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
I'm going to have fun.
I'm digging the new setup. I have not yet seen it until today, and I like it.
Isn't it nice?
It's very nice.
I know.
It's very...
People wouldn't really know, but we're in a closet right now.
Yep.
This is a big closet, just for the record.
It is a big closet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to be with you guys today and with our listening audience as well.
For sure.
Let's take a quick dive into the coffee cup.
Oh, all right. Here we go. Let's go.
What's
all right.
the question of
the question
day?
of the day is, have you ever been told you look like someone famous, and who was it?
Yes, I'll answer that question.
All right, who you got?
It was when I came to Jacksboro, somebody made the comment that I looked similar to a young Tom Selleck.
Ooh, that's a great compliment right there.
And I was like, I didn't know how to take that.
it.
Yeah, I was just like, thank you, I guess.
Yeah.
As long as you like Tom Selleck.
There you go.
I didn't wear the shorts though.
Oh, wow.
Magnum
Hey,
PI shorts.
shorts are coming back in style. It's time for you to conform.
Yeah.
We'll get you some Muay Thai shorts all the way up here.
Well,
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Then I may look like Tom Selleck in Magnum PI, which y'all have never watched, so I don't even.
No, I mean I know who Tom Selleck is. He's got the legendary mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to work on your mustache.
What about you guys? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Up my mustache game for sure.
Do you have one? I do. If you don't.
I have been told I've looked like people, but I'm so out of touch with who celebrities are.
Oh, I
and,
got you.
and I couldn't even tell you who
Yeah.
you look so much like whoever.
Right.
Thanks. I think. Is that a good thing?
I
Is
don't
that a
know.
bad thing? I don't know if they're trying to insult me.
Who's the Butler? The guy who played King Leonidas. King Leonidas. in
Gerard
300
Butler.
Gerard Butler.
It's just the beard.
It's the beard, maybe.
It's the beard.
That's it. But take it. He's a Batman pajama.
Yeah. I wish I had the abs of 300.
Well, of course.
They just spray them
Yeah.
on.
Oh yeah, for sure. So the one I've gotten, and this is one that I've gotten from multiple unrelated people that would not have time to conspire over this.
What's your guess, Adam?
I don't even know.
Yeah, Vince Gill, the country artist.
Vince Gill.
Yes.
I don't know who that is. I told you I'm out of touch. I don't
Now
know
I've
who these
actually
people
heard the
are.
one. You look like a chubby Vince Gill.
Okay.
Thank you.
I can see
Yeah.
it.
If you
little
don't,
bit.
he sings. I'm not even gonna sing it. Never mind.
Yeah, go ahead. Go rest high. Go
rest
do
high.
It. Do it,
Go
Joe.
rest high.
Yeah, but it's like
on
5
the
octaves
mountain.
higher than that.
Go rest high. Like that.
Wow.
Something like that. Where are my sound effects?
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
guys. I know I didn't plug it in today,
I'm telling you.
and you are welcome, listeners.
We've missed you, Adam.
I know.
The production has been of low quality since
It
you
has.
left.
It's true.
I doubt that. Doubt that. You guys are awesome.
So, as we get going, today we're going to talk about something really cool. And as you know, we've started this competition at the beginning of the year, and we're nearing the end of it. And we kind of did an episode sort of like this last year, but I want to dig into it a little bit deeper this time. Is finishing the fight. And I'm basically going to name it How to Make Your Fitness Journey Last, a lifetime thing. And 2 Timothy says, I finished the good fight. I have, what is it again? I thought I had it in my head.
Finish the race.
Yeah, finished the race.
Kept the faith.
And
Fought the
kept
good fight.
Fought the good fight.
Yep.
So that's gonna kind of be the basis of our fitness discussion today. And so we're gonna talk about steps that you can take, approaches that you can make when it comes to making your fitness journey a lifestyle and not just a 30-day competition, a 60-day competition, blah 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 blah.
Right.
Yeah.
So part of finishing that is finishing up programs. How is rounding out the last couple weeks of the program working out for y'all?
It's been fun for me.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it. I think we mentioned last podcast, we were supposed to do a deload, but I wasn't feeling it. I was ready to just keep on pushing.
Yeah. Well, you did a deload.
Yeah.
A week.
My neck injury forced a deload.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Man, it's been a lot of fun.
So you're back to the grindstone.
I actually got a hit workout too after my next appointment. But yeah, I'm loving it, dude. Your program has been spot on. It's been everything I've needed to do, but I've been putting off, and so it's been good.
Rounding out would be a good word for me. Rounded. Yeah. With a couple of things that are going on with me, my workouts are diminishing.
Right.
Still there, but I am. Right. When I hit the gym now, I'm doing major lifts, doing complex moves, and then I'm out. Because I got other things going on.
That's a solid approach to it too.
And I don't know if that's even right, but I know from being with you guys and talking so much about what we do.
Right.
If I'm going to have a shortened time period,
exactly,
then that's what I need to do.
Exactly.
And so
hit it on the money. Hit it on the money. Hit it on the head. Yeah.
All of those things.
Yes.
And so, yeah, the workouts though, when I was doing Tyson's workout, man, I'm with you, Joe. It was all the stuff that I hated to do, but I loved Tyson for. And so
exactly.
I get up in the mornings and I love Tyson, and here we go.
Here we go. I suffered through it with you guys. It's been fun, and it's been one of those things where, like you guys, I put it to paper and I was like, I got to do it. It's stuff that I've been neglecting or haven't been doing. Some of those harder, like those renegade rows.
Oh yeah.
And things I just don't ever do.
So many humbling exercises.
Yeah, man. And you think that you're strong, and then you
exactly.
And then you struggle with little 15-pound dumbbells while doing things like that. It's healthy.
Man.
Yeah.
No dumbbells for me. Renegade rows.
Yeah. Just body weight renegade
just
rows.
body weight.
Hey.
No shame.
It takes, whatever it takes.
I know.
So the one of the number one things I realized while doing this program is I can't rely fully on willpower. Mm-hmm. That's a huge lesson that you're going to have to learn whenever you decide to make something like this a lifestyle and not just a quick fix program.
Right.
Is willpower will always fail you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So how do we define willpower? I mean, is that a fair question?
Yeah.
How do we define willpower?
What do you think?
What's the definition of willpower?
I'm fixing to look it up.
Oh, you're looking it up?
I am.
All right.
It's according to the internet, and it has to be true. I'm at the mercy of the internet at the moment. I don't know. I would describe it as pushing beyond the norm. Like
okay.
But the actual definition of willpower: control exerted to do something or restrain impulses.
There we go.
So it's about the restraint. So much of it is about restraint and willpower.
Funny, I didn't even think of it that way.
Yeah, because you think about willpower when you're looking at your food, then that's the restraint.
Right.
And we think about it in the fitness world as pushing through, like the other direction.
Yeah, there's two ends to it.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that I looked it up, because
that's good.
I hadn't thought about the restraint portion of it.
Yeah,
but
likewise.
even the restraint to fall into the norm, the restraint to go, things are different and I don't want to go to the gym anymore. kind of a deal. Or, every day I wake up and I'm like, maybe it's not me, but people wake up and you're like, I don't want to get out of bed. That's the norm,
Oh,
and so
for sure.
The willpower to go beyond that.
Yeah, it's the control to do things you don't want to do, and the control to not do things you want to do.
There you go.
Does that make sense?
You did get it out.
Yeah. That was a lot.
That was hard to do, but you got it.
Yeah.
But the point is, you can't rely on those things alone.
Right.
And
in the end, it's that same old word that we always say. It's discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
It's discipline to do the right thing and discipline to make sure you don't do the wrong thing.
Exactly.
Correct.
I know. That's been the theme of my whole journey. Is if I rely on riding that wave of motivation, riding that wave of things are going really well, I'm seeing results, I mean, that's going to fail me.
Oh yeah.
It's
a fleeting thing.
Yeah.
And people are pretty fickle. We can have great days, and then within the next same hour, we can just lose motivation.
It's true. Yeah. It's fleeting. You're right. It's not but willpower can be practiced, I think.
And built. It's a muscle itself.
Yeah, exactly. The longer you don't use it, and the longer you continue to chase our carnal nature of laziness, of satisfying our worldly needs, our earthly needs, our bodily desires, the longer you do that, the harder it is to regain that willpower to get out of that.
Right.
What's your favorite way to build your own willpower?
Just taking it one decision at a time,
yeah,
and not having these massive goals ahead of me, and taking it one day at a time, making one strong decision, correct decision at a time.
I like that.
Yeah. So I was just recently working with a guy that works in the construction business, and somebody made a decision over the weekend to move some supplies to a place where nobody else knew where they were.
Okay.
And it set his whole week off.
Oh, no.
Because that job was supposed to be finished on that day or the day after. And because nobody could find the supplies, nothing got done.
Oh, gotcha.
And so then the snowball effect of that, the ripple effect was, then his Monday was off. Then his Tuesday was off. Then this crew had to go to another place. And so as I was thinking through what you guys are talking about, it's just one, like Joe, you said, one bad decision, if you really think about the decisions compiled into a group of decisions, and that makes your day,
right?
Then what are the decisions that you made that push you outside of what you don't want to do? What are the decisions that you made that push you back into that comfort zone?
Right.
So it's really a neat way to look at it in the realm of decision making.
Right.
Because, it kind of goes back to that whole deal. If you choose to, the first thing I thought of was speeding, but we understand that Joe has,
a little.
It's a sore subject.
Too soon.
I'm sorry. But if you choose to make that decision, then, you have to reap the consequences of it. And then because of that, you have to deal with other things, and it just keeps rippling.
Right.
Yep.
And so every stone you throw into the water makes ripples. So.
Right. And when I got stopped the other day, the first thing that came to my mind is, first off, this freaking trooper jerk is, of course,
it's his fault.
But then I remember the most wise words I've ever heard from Adam. One of them was, "My strategic incompetence is not the officer's problem. Yeah. My decision to sit in the sauna 15 minutes longer than I knew I needed to, which forced me to speed to work so I could make my 8 o'clock appointment, that was not her problem. I am the one that made the decision, and I was selfish and decided to put my schedule on the back burner, and there we go."
Special thanks to John Acuff for those words.
Yes. That will always stick with me.
He's a smart guy.
And like when we're rushing to get to church in the morning, and Lorna's like freaking out and her anxiety's going crazy, right in the moment, that sentence doesn't help us at all.
Right.
I love to say it. Your strategic incompetence to lay in bed an extra 30 minutes instead of get out is not mine and Presley's problem.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, Joe.
Yeah, it doesn't get me very far, but at least it makes me feel smart. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay, so we cannot rely on willpower alone. What's the second thing that we wanted to mention today? It says learn to apply patience, and then it says liberally.
Yes.
It's a loaded statement, Joe. Please explain.
Yeah. So it is a journey. I mean, and you know this, it's going to take so much time for you to hit the actual goals that you want. And it's the faster you realize that, the more you'll be able to enjoy the journey and stop chasing quick results. So be patient when it comes to results. Just adopt the lifestyle, adopt the journey, practice good habits, and forget about the results from time to time. And when the time is right, okay, let's measure up and let's see where we are. But don't be driven by the results. Practice the patience in your journey. Just know that this will pay off eventually. And so that's kind of my main point behind that.
Yeah. We live in a society these days where everything's so instant.
Of course.
Everything is so fast at our fingertips through the internet or on the phone. You know, we want to watch a movie, go search it. It's there.
Right. Oh yeah, it's there. Yeah.
It's become so fast and so instant that whenever something is presented and it's not instant,
right,
suddenly we struggle with that. And then it in my opinion, not in my opinion, in my experience, it causes people to give up.
Yeah, absolutely.
When it's not fast enough, well, then why am I even trying?
Absolutely. Yeah. Anybody who's had a successful journey and they have continued and adopted this lifestyle of being an active person, of eating what our body needs, not what our body wants, knows that patience is so important.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I'm looking at the longest run recorded in history.
Oh, okay.
According to the Guinness Book of World Records, that run is 350 miles.
Oh,
Without stopping?
Didn't pull all the details.
Either way.
mega races like
Yeah.
the Moab or something.
So, but here's the point: the longest walk, you can do that for a lot longer, like 6,000, miles.
Sure.
And so when you come to applying patience to your fitness journey, think about that. It's not a sprint.
Right.
It's not even a run. It is a journey, a walk.
Yeah.
It is slow and steady and tortoise and hare kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
You
Sure.
just slow and steady wins the race kind of
Exactly.
a moment. But you have to remember that in those moments when you're when you've had instant oatmeal and an instant breakfast and
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
mac and cheese in 10 minutes and all of whatever how that goes in
Fill
your
in the blank.
fill in the blank with your food. But certainly when it comes to making your fitness journey last, you have to remember that. Put it on the mirror. Today I'll walk. Today in my fitness journey.
Sometimes you have to crawl. Injuries happen. You get sick. Sometimes you get set back.
Right.
It's a long walk. And
Yeah.
sometimes that walk turns into a crawl, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Injuries that last months, and take you out of commission.
Right.
And then you have to do the walk of rehab.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it is a crawl at the beginning. And it's grueling.
I remember hitting, kind of getting through the newbie gains.
Yeah.
And thinking that's how it was supposed to be forever. Like,
Yeah,
I just keep showing up, and I lose all this fat and gain muscle.
Right.
In 6 weeks, I just put on this much amount of weight to the bar whenever I'm doing squats, and then it stopped coming as fast.
Right.
And kind of hit that plateau. And there's a little bit of a spot where you're thinking like, oh no, what do I do? What do I need to change? And there's no quick fix.
No.
It's just grinding after that.
Absolutely.
It
I
is.
think we've mentioned newbie games before. I don't think we've ever actually explained it, just in case somebody doesn't know what that is. When somebody's a beginner, especially in weightlifting, if you're doing it a decent program consistently, you are going to get really quick newbie gains, especially strength related.
Relatively new. I mean, it's not overnight. But
but it's going to come so much quicker than somebody who's consistently been lifting for a year or more.
Yeah, your first 8 weeks are going to have tremendous results.
Right. Not that you're going to get massive, but the first month you're going to be, almost all of your strength gains are going to be motor learning. So you're going to be improving in the synchronization of those motor units, and then but you're going to start building muscle relatively fast. But it will slow down. So just know that. Yeah. So good point.
Wow. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, I couldn't stop, so I had to keep going. A guy walked 19,019 miles.
Wow.
Over 2,000 days.
These is my walking shoes.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Humans are amazing.
I just kept the running.
Yep, but again,
Or
it's
walking.
patience.
It is.
Patience. Yeah.
And the grind. So stick to it. Stick to the grind.
So step 3 is make it hard to fail and remove all possible roadblocks. This is a game changer. It's the old saying, failing to plan is planning to fail.
Yeah.
So, for me, the biggest roadblock in my health and fitness journey is having food prepared. The second I don't have something prepared is when we go, we don't have anything set out. Let's go grab something. And then that's my crutch.
Oh yeah. And I'm already cheating, so I might as well.
Oh yeah. And then there's that snowball effect of I'm cheating. I feel ashamed. I fast. Binge. I blah, 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 blah. And so, what is a roadblock in y'all's lives that has helped you when you removed it?
One for me was kind of something we talked about last time was not waking up early to fit in my workouts. And then I would use an excuse. Well, I got to teach classes. First, I got to go to work. I got to teach classes. I got other people that I got to worry about, and then life. And so my workouts would become the back burner.
Right.
And then when I finally got in the gym, I feel like I have to kill myself to catch up. And now...
And you're so beat at the end of the day already.
I'm just already beat up. And then, you know, my second job is getting beat up for a living.
Literally.
So yeah, it takes a toll. And I learned to be a little bit more selfish with my time and make sure that...
That's good.
That hour and a half in the morning, I wake up earlier than I used to. It goes right to the gym.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love my morning workouts now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for me, I'm with you, Joe, on the food. It's hard whenever you don't have food prep done.
Yeah.
For me, and of course, you know, with our family, it's wife and then 2 children.
Right.
And both of them are garbage disposals. You know, they just they can eat anything at this point in their life. And so it's hard because it's like, I need this piece of chicken and they can have the chicken nuggets or whatever.
Right.
And we try to make balance out of it. But
of course,
the other thing is, for me, it was once I decided to schedule workouts into my day, then it became a lot more consistent. And it was hard for me to fail because I would come to town dressed for workout. And so even if I didn't want to go, I'm like, I'm wearing my workout clothes and I can't go to work in these. And so I made it hard to fail in that way.
Yeah. Sure.
Now I can still get to the gym and, you know, fail in my workout.
Yeah.
like this morning. But it was perfect is what happened, you know, is exactly what needed to happen. So that was a big one for me though, is to plan, schedule workout into the day.
That's good. And when it's planned and it's part of your daily schedule, it becomes more concrete and less easy to move or put somebody else in that schedule.
Right.
Another big one that I've coached a lot of people is, especially ones that come to work out to me in like the middle of their work day or at the end of their day at work day, have a gym bag packed and ready to go. Don't let, and honestly, keep, almost everybody has an old pair of shoes that they're in the back of their closet. Keep those in your car. Put just a emergency pair of workout clothes and workout shoes or tennis shoes in the back of your car, and if you use it, replace it immediately. That way you never have that excuse of saying, oh, I forgot to pack my gym bag, I don't want to go all the way home and then all the way back to the gym and stuff like that. And then like what I do is before I go to bed, I always have my gym bag packed and ready to go. And so I'm ready to wake up, throw my clothes on, get out the door.
Yeah.
I like those people, and I'm not always that guy. I try to be, but there's some people that no matter what roadblocks in their way, it doesn't matter.
Right.
We're overcoming it anyway. And a good example of that is like Kirk Weldon, and shout out to him in the gym. Yeah. I've seen him come to the gym in jeans.
Oh yeah.
Grease all over his shirt.
Work boots on,
and get a 45-minute workout.
Right.
Yeah.
Doing deadlift, squats, everything. You don't have to have fancy deadlift or squat shoes to do that in.
He'll get his workout in. And he's like, I got to go back to work.
Yeah.
See ya.
Exactly.
And it's just so much respect for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it clearly pays off for him because he's a freaking beast.
He is a beast, but because of those habits.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
Right.
It's not just coincidence that he's the way he is.
No. Yeah. So we make it hard to fail, and it's hard to get all the roadblocks out of the way, but you still try to set it up to where you can succeed.
Right.
But you know that there are going to be days and there are going to be times and seasons of your life whenever you do, which leads us right into the next step is you get unlimited restarts.
That's right.
It's not tied to any date. It's not tied to any calendar event.
No.
You know, because a lot of people tie it to New Year.
Right.
You know, people hit the restart button then.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not tied to that. You can start anytime. You can start today. And
you can restart on a Wednesday. You don't have to wait for Monday. You can restart on a Friday.
Yep.
You can restart any day of the week. And whenever you have that mentality, you're less likely to shame yourself for failing.
Right.
And, there is a line there. You have to be careful and not just take advantage of that, of the fact that you can restart as many times as you want. But there's kind of a mutual respect there. Yeah. If that makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Unlimited restarts. I wish that seems to me like a video game.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm an old school gamer, but I haven't done it in a long time. But I remember I like games where I could start again.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Or just go back to the last save checkpoint.
Go back to where the last checkpoint. That's a good point.
That would be a superpower. Like if you could fail and you're just like, oh, well, I'll just go back to where I was doing good and just pick up there.
Right.
Yeah. But unfortunately, we don't have that. So starting over is sometimes the hard part but it's also the most important part. Is it's okay to fail, get back on, let's go.
Yeah,
right.
I love having that ability to restart in our Christian walk, because Jesus has given us unlimited restarts.
Every day is a new day.
Every day is a new day. It's another one of those things. Like, we don't take advantage of the fact that we can just sin and ask for forgiveness and just do that as many times as we want.
Right.
But we do enjoy that grace that God has given us, and that we can do no wrong to not be able to restart.
Right. Yeah,
So,
that's a wonderful part of our faith. It's a wonderful part of God, of
Right.
who He is, and
Right.
the term that you see so often in the Old Testament is long suffering,
Mm-hmm.
and that basically extends itself to the temperament of God. Yeah, He does take His wrath out on some people in Scripture, and He does show that. But
Right.
man, how many times did people fail Him and fail and fail and fail until He had to do that?
Right.
And so you think about, I would say, unlimited to a point, because one day that will end. When
That's
Christ
true.
returns, that's going to be the end.
Right. Exactly.
No more restarts after that.
Right.
And so, but yeah, it's a good way to approach the Christian faith, because we do fail. We are going to miss that mark,
Right.
and you're going to miss it in your fitness journey sometimes, and you're going to miss it in your life sometimes.
Right.
But you can still go back and get a clean slate, if you will. And so it's an interesting dynamic to Christianity and
Yeah.
to walking with God.
Yeah.
But like you said, Joe, we don't just take that as a free pass,
Free pass. Right.
to do whatever we want, because our obedience is tied to what we know about God and who God is.
Yeah.
And so it's not an issue of I have to do these things. It's an issue of I want to do these things
Exactly.
because of what I know,
Exactly.
because of what God's done for me.
That's
I
it.
want to do them.
Yep.
So kind of the same thing for your fitness journey, because I know what the end benefit is. I want to do these things.
Right.
I want to go through the suffering and the pain of squats and deadlifts and front squats and single leg.
Z press.
Oh,
Those are fun, huh?
Yeah.
I want to go through Tyson's program.
You know what's funny though, but part of that suffering is part of the enjoyment too. I love working out. I love going to the gym and all that stuff.
For
and
sure.
I feel bad for the people that don't enjoy it, and it really is
Yeah.
a chore for them. And
Yeah.
and so I guess I can't identify with it as much for you
Yeah.
know.
That's definitely more common than our situation, where we
Certainly.
just love it.
And it's funny. I tell some of my students and stuff that train with me is it takes a certain mental illness to enjoy what I do, right? And martial
some
art,
truth there.
jiu-jitsu, MMA,
Yeah.
getting punched in the face, and then I would say the same thing applies to enjoying going to the gym. I think it takes a certain brain chemical to make that
Yeah.
enjoyable. That being said, I think you can create those too,
Yeah.
and just understand the benefit that comes with it.
So
Yeah.
in that same thread, Tyson, James chapter 1 verse 2 and 3 says this: "Consider it all joy, my brothers, when you can encounter various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces endurance, and let endurance have its perfect result, so that you may
That's
be
right.
perfect and complete, lacking in nothing."
So good.
And so in that same thread and in our faith, as we are pressed and pushed and kind of shoved around in places where we're like, I don't understand this, and God is still working behind the scenes, we are to count it joy. And in the
Right.
same way that you would look at working out and going, man, I know this hurts, and I know it stinks, and I know, I'm suffering at the moment, but I count it joy because I know what's coming on the
Oh, yeah.
the
Exactly.
backside of it. And so it's the same thing.
Right. I'm so thankful for the opportunity to grow and get better,
Right.
and improve from this suffering.
Right.
Right.
And so the last thing that we have today is how you do anything is how you do everything.
Yes.
Wow.
I know. Let
I
that
wanna-
sink in.
Just stop right there for a second. How you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah.
So true.
That's the one that, like, that's a good gut wrench for myself.
It is. It's
Yeah.
tough because if you are going to, I think about the business world. If you're going to cut corners here and here and here, you're going to cut them
Yeah.
everywhere else.
Right. Exactly.
And yeah, some people do that. Some people live their whole lives that way,
Right.
Mhm.
and they figure out how to make it work. But it still translates. How you do anything is how you do everything.
Very few people who, like I said, who are that picture perfect that you see someone who's just who's like exudes wellness, that's just healthy in all areas of physical health. Very few of them are, well, let me just say this, it's poor. Very few of them are bad at conducting business. Very few of them are bad spouses. Very few of them are bad husband or fathers, mothers, because a successful person is typically successful in most areas of their life. Yeah. And, you might see some millionaires or trillionaires are out there that are just that have their children raised by nannies or whatever. That's a whole different subject, but I wouldn't call them well.
Right. Successes can be defined a lot of different ways.
Right.
And then some of those people didn't earn their success at all. It was given to them.
Exactly.
So,
exactly. Right.
You just, you reap what you sow a lot of times. One thing to add to that, and I'm trying to remember who said it or where I got it, but they say, if you tell me your habits, I'll tell you your future.
Yes.
And that's so super powerful too.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
And that's your saving habits, your investment habits, your lifting habits, your exercises, whatever. You can pretty much, it's pretty simple to know what's going to be the future of those if you can just consistently do good things, correct things.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
It goes back to being disciplined, I guess.
Always.
Man,
I know.
There's that word.
I know. It's hard to talk about that same concept over and over and over, but I think it's something that you need to be you need to be reminding yourself over and over and over.
I have to be self-told that.
Right.
That's part of my self-talk.
Right.
Is understanding how important it is to, no matter what, rain, shine, whatever, you got to be disciplined in the things you're doing.
Yeah. Have y'all heard the story about the pastor that did the same sermon for like a month?
Oh, no.
So he did a sermon and it was great. Everybody loved it. On the way out, good job. Did the same sermon the second week.
Month. Yeah.
And he did it the same. And then the last time that he did it, one of the leadership in the church came to me and said, we really enjoy this, but he said, why are we doing it over and over and over? And he goes, until we start applying it, I'm going to keep teaching it.
I love that. That's
and so
good.
if you're going to go back to being disciplined, then that's kind of where we are.
Right.
Oh, man.
Until we start applying it, we're going to keep teaching it.
Yes, that's so good.
And
I love that.
Yep. So in 2 Timothy, if you think about a fitness journey, you think about finishing your fitness journey and making it last.
Right.
2 Timothy 4:7 says, I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. Now, Timothy, good grief. In Timothy, whenever that was written, Paul was actually chained to a guard.
Right.
And so it would have been easy for him to make the jump from I'm in conflict. I'm in the middle of something here.
Right.
And the actual Greek word for the word fought is to be in conflict. It translates to be in conflict. And so I thought that was interesting because you think about your fitness journey and you think about your faith journey, and those two things being not in conflict with one another, but being a conflict against your fitness journey is a conflict against your natural habits of being a sloth.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yourself.
Yeah. And your faith journey is a battle and a journey and a conflict against evil constantly, because it never stops until Christ returns. And we have a new heaven and a new earth and a new regime. In that way,
right.
It's never going to stop. Evil's always going to exist. Evil's always going to be pressing against us, and so. It's likely that Paul was towards the end of his life here.
Right.
And so he was making a statement. He fought the good fight. He pressed back against evil all the time. He finished the race and kept the faith. And that's an important thing, because you're going to face struggle. You're going to face trial. You're going to face hardship and things that you don't understand. And he says basically, finish the race, keep the faith. Yeah. And I think those are good words.
I love it. That was so good.
Yeah.
Man, so glad to have you back on. Can't wait till the next time.
And, I hope it works out.
I know. Everybody, please go to iTunes or Spotify or Facebook. You can leave a review on Facebook too. Go to our page, whichever one you follow, and leave us a 5-star rating and review if you love us. If you don't, leave us a 1-star. Tell us why.
Yeah.
But give us a 5-star. Mm-hmm. And we thrive off of those ratings where people are searching for podcasts, and they see the ratings. That's such a huge factor in our growth, and we would love for you to do that for us. Keep sharing us on social media and all that fun stuff. Help us grow.
You did something with the questions. Was that yesterday?
Oh, yes. So we are going to start doing episodes probably like once a month if we can get enough questions. We want to answer your questions to us live on the podcast, whether it's questions about fitness, faith, food, whatever it is. If you're like I would love to do a case study. If you can explain to me your growth or your fitness journey, and you say, why am I not seeing the results? I'm giving me as much details as possible, and I would love to answer that live on the podcast. And we can discuss how we think you could progress better. And so
I like that.
We need your help in creating all this content, and now I think everybody would grow from hearing everybody else's questions, stories, testimonies. Yeah, exactly.
The short answer of that is that you're not doing Tyson's program.
That's why you're not progressing.
I've got a program to sell to you.
That's right.
Yeah. It's 4 biscuits. That'll get it for you.
4 biscuits. Right. Yeah, exactly.
Send Tyson 4 biscuits and you can have it.
I like biscuits.
Oh, man. All right. Well, yeah, go do all that. And you can message us. I'm going to be posting the Q&A picture at least once a week, asking for your input so we can compile a bunch of questions to bring onto a podcast episode. So do that for us.
I may or may not go ahead and send more questions in.
Yeah. I wish I didn't save the ones that you sent in.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. He
was
like,
so don't send any questions because he won't save.
He sent the question like, why is Adam's voice so buttery and smooth?
So buttery smooth.
Yeah, and like I forgot what else, but why does Joe always have typhoid?
Yeah,
just random questions like that.
Those are great.
But
questions.
he thought they were anonymous. I was like, no, it says your name with it.
Yeah. I see.
Dang.
Anyways.
We need anonymous ones.
I know. I posted that too. So every time I do that, I'll post an anonymous link where just for people who don't want to know their names.
I'd feel more comfortable asking questions. If it was
okay.
anonymous.
Well, if I get goofy ones, I know who they're from. All right. Everybody, see you next week. Have a great day. Go love on someone. Go be Jesus to somebody and get to the freaking gym. All right. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Progressive Overload podcast. We're honored to be a small part of your day. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or are interested in sponsoring our efforts, please feel free to reach out via email. Find us at progressiveoverloadpod@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe and follow our podcast so you'll be notified when our next episode drops.
And as always, you can help us reach the masses by sharing our podcast with your friends and family. And then check us out on Facebook and Instagram to follow our own personal journeys and get an inside look on our day-to-day lives. Thanks again, and we'll see you soon.